Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Sean Huggins and this is Europe with Hugs. Thank you so much for being here. Today we are heading to the bachelor party capital of Europe, Riga, Latvia. I don't even know if I'm saying that right, but we're going to be checking out the don'ts of Latvia, the don'ts of Riga, which is apparently the bachelor party capital of Europe. Interesting. But before we get into that, if you haven't already, then please consider subscribing, leaving a like, leaving a comment down in the comment section, all of that good stuff. It's quick, easy, free, and helps the channel a lot. You guys know the deal. Anyways, link to the original video down in the description as always, but let's waste no more time yapping. Here we go.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World. Today we're in Riga, Latvia. Today we're going to talk about some of the don'ts that tourists should know when they come here to Riga and Latvia in general. And I'm going to tell you, when you come to Latvia, don't expect to have a lot of tourists bothering you when you're here, because not a lot of tourists actually visit. So if you're going to be going to places like Sigulda or Jorma...
I don't understand. If you go to Latvia, there's not a lot of tourists, but it's also the bachelor party capital of Europe. Huh. Interesting. Not quite understanding that, but that's okay. Let's continue.
You're going to go to, Liepāja. You're going to have your beach time, and it's going to be you and the Latvians when you're here. So not a ton of tourists come, which is great because then you get to really enjoy and get a chance to meet the people. However, I will tell you this, when it comes to weekends in Riga, don't be surprised there's a lot of bachelor and bachelorette parties from around Europe that come here because it's an affordable party destination. Because honestly, don't be surprised if you have a great time here in Riga, because it is a really fun place. Tons of restaurants, tons of bars, clubs, things to do, tours to do, sights to see, beautiful places to like architecture, all kinds of stuff.
Cool.
So it does get a little busy on the weekends, but honestly, otherwise, you're kind of like seeing Latvia with the locals, which is kind of cool. But I will tell you, when you're planning your Latvian vacation, maybe don't come October through March, because it's dark, it's cold,
dark and cold,
it's wet, it's cold, it's dark, and it's a little bit more cold, because it can be a bit much. If you're going to be coming during the half of the year, make sure you bring multiple layers, because you're going to be outside doing things and it gets cold and you have the wind that's coming off because you have all that coastline. It just blows in. Here in Latvia, I mean, you can go up St. Peter's right there. The wind that goes through there will freeze you to the bone in the wintertime.
That's cool.
So do be safe, because I've seen some tourists have some really bad problems with the cold and the weather when they're here. So be safe with that. Now, another don't I have for you when you come here to Latvia is do not doubt their pride, whether it's for their sports teams, whether it's basketball, whether it's whatever. Latvians love Latvia. I mean, you'll see it when you see the festivals and the singing and the dancing, people doing the folk dances there and the songs and stuff, where the team's playing well, they're cheering along. They love Latvia. And this, the Freedom Monument here in Riga is really cool. And don't forget, you can actually come and see Change of the Guard here pretty much every hour during the day. So you can have that. But their pride really comes through. And I think one of the things that's really important when it comes to like pride and starting to see what the people have gone through here in Latvia is if you go to the Occupation of Latvia Museum. I mean, it is one of the best ones. And I don't know why. When I go online, I don't see enough people talking about it. But you see how it was when they were occupied by the Germans, by the Soviets as well. And you start to see like what they all went through, and you start to appreciate more of the country and the people, but also you appreciate why they love their country so much. So give a little love to the
Freedom for Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. Looks like a really interesting museum.
Latvians and their pride, because you know what? They have a beautiful country. They should be proud of it. Now, when you're here in Riga, don't forget about the churches, but there's two important churches you need to see. One, St. Peter's is right behind me. You can go up there.
That one is very cool. Look at that thing. Whoo! That looks like something out of, I don't even know, like freaking Harry Potter or something. Like the architecture style is very unique, I feel like.
I will say don't go up when it's cold, because that wind up there really makes it extra bitey in the wintertime. But the views of the city when you go up there are gorgeous. And then, of course, you have the cathedral, the Riga Dome, the cathedral here. You can go check that out. Those are two main churches you should see. There are other churches around town, but those are the ones I'd say as a tourist, well was seen, and they're both here in the center of town. And when you walk around town, we talk about the park, we talk about nature, but I think it's really important to mention for Latvians, like, don't mess with nature. Like, they really, really care about their nature and their country. Like, people will come when the snow melts. They'll be, tending the flowers. It's not even their gardens. They're just tending the stuff and making sure everything looks great in nature. And that's one of the things I really recommend is getting back into nature.
The parks look really nice in the city.
When you're here, take that time to go explore. Now, I'd be remiss if we were here in Riga and I didn't mention the cat. So don't forget to see the cat. It's up on the building when you're here in the old...
What? Dude, that's awesome. Look at that little guy. What is that? I don't know. I don't understand that, but I like it.
Town. Now, I also say this is don't necessarily believe all the stories you hear about the cat and why it's there, because
Oh my God, there's so many of them. What the heck? There's just little cats everywhere.
Nobody really knows the true full story of why the cat's pointing where it is and why it might have moved, but it is one of those things you have to see. It's one of the symbols of the city. You got to see the cat.
That's cool.
And don't forget, there's actually 2 black cats. See, 1, 2. Most people only see that one because that's the one you see from the square. But there's 2. Now, don't forget these 3 words that I think are very important for you to know when you come here to Latvia. 1 is paldies. Paldies is thank you. I mean, I just bought tickets to the cathedral and I said, paldies. The smile that came on the lady's face, like it warmed my heart to see. The people really appreciate when you just try a little Latvian. So paldies is thank you. Sveiki is hi. And ata is bye. That's all you need to know. They don't expect you to know any more than that. But if you know that, you will make some friends and probably get a free drink out of it too. So don't pass that up to like learn a few words when you come. And when you're here in Riga, you're going to love the architecture. Like, don't miss out on all the Art Nouveau buildings throughout the city. I mean, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site here, that old town, because of all the fantastic architecture that's here. The Blackheads right behind me, like this is like one of the most beautiful buildings you're going to see anywhere in Europe. Like, it goes in our Christmas video multiple years because it's that beautiful. But you're going to see when you come here all the fantastic architecture. Like, that's one of the things you really love, because when you walk around Riga, you see history, but you see these incredible buildings that are still around, that haven't been destroyed, haven't been rebuilt, like because they were still in great shape. And you have that when you are here. So don't pass up a walking tour of seeing like the architecture around the city, because it is incredible to see. And there's even a museum about the Art Nouveau movement here, so that's something you can take in. But yeah, you don't want to miss out on that. And what's cool is right next to you, that's where the Occupation Museum is. And honestly, you can't miss that. That is a eye-opening experience, and really you start to understand what the Latvians have gone through when you go through there. So you are here in Riga. A lot of people end up just staying in the old town because it is beautiful. You got the tower there, you got churches, you got all kinds of stuff. But I want to say this: don't just stay there. Go and explore more. Cross the park. Go over to the center part of the city. You'll see even more Art Nouveau buildings. That's the museum of the Art Nouveau, building museum is. There's all kinds of other churches you can see as well. So get out and explore more than just the old town. I mean, you can cross the park. You can go past the Freedom Monument. It's okay. So I got to tell you, if you do come to the Art Nouveau Museum, don't forget that it's actually on the ground floor. There's actually another museum here that's very, 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 very top. And if you don't like heights, you will not like the staircase going up there. I'm just telling you right now, okay?
Double-decker museum. That's interesting.
Remember, it's the ground floor that has the Art Nouveau Museum. The thing is, you got to push a code like 1, 2, and they'll buzz you in. And you go through. The basement has a movie, which is actually very interesting if you want to learn about the history of Art Nouveau here in Riga. But the real what you want to see is on this ground floor, they actually have rooms from the Art Nouveau period, so you can see how the homes were like inside. Because you go around the city, you see the beautiful architecture, beautiful Art Nouveau architecture when you're here. But now you get to see like what the rooms were like inside, and you'll see things like, wait, I've seen those kind of fixtures before. I've seen those kind of dishes before. Yeah, you do get to see it because it's influenced us to this day in terms of architecture, in terms of art in your home. So something to think about. But just remember, you want to go to the ground floor right in here to the right. That's where it is. Because the Rosenthal Museum is all the way up there. And yeah, maybe a little vertigo if you're going to go up there. But honestly, if you don't go in this museum, the Art Nouveau Museum, you will see the Art Nouveau buildings and architecture all throughout the city. So you don't really have to go. But if you want to see the insides, what it would have been like, it's kind of cool. And don't think it's just Art Nouveau architecture you're going to see when you come here to Riga, because there's all kinds of different styles. Just Art Nouveau is the most famous one from here. But honestly, when you walk around the city, with the center part, you're on the north side, you're in the old town, there's just so much great architecture to take in that it really is, it's worth it just to wander around. And especially if it's the springtime or in the summer when it's nice out, you can go and enjoy this for a long time because the light is going for a while. So you can enjoy cool architecture like this, Art Nouveau, all kinds of other things. So when you're here in Riga, you got to come to the park. And it really defines the difference between the old town and the center of Riga. But one of the things I like to do, and the kids like to do when we were here, take a boat ride along the water when you're here.
Dude, that would be sick. Taking a little boat ride around.
It's just a nice little thing to do, especially on a beautiful day like this. You can get out, you can see the stuff. I mean, you got the Freedom Monument right there. You can see some of the Art Nouveau buildings, but it's really just the nature side of it. And I'm going to tell you, don't miss out on going into nature when you are here in Latvia. Not just here in Riga at a park, when you go around the country, I mean, it's forest everywhere. And here is really a rural tourism kind of place. So if you go to Sigulda, where there's like the castle ruins there, you also have the national park that's there. You can go hike in.
Whoa, what is that?
Everything is...
What the frick is this thing? Dude, it looks like a giant water slide. Oh my God, imagine. That would be awesome.
Hiking kind of stuff. It's the forest, but also the beaches. If you go to Jurmala or
Whoa.
Liepāja, you go to beautiful beaches when you're there. Yeah, it's not super warm beaches and warm water, but it's a nice thing to do. And you'll notice that the locals love nature when you're here. So whether it's the food, whether it's the going out to your summer cottage, with your friends, there'll be one of those things you're gonna have, because nothing beats going out to your buddy's summer cottage and going to have shashlik, like like basically shish kebabs. You skew them up there. Every one of your friends here in Latvia will have a different recipe of how they marinated, whether it's beer, whether it's mayonnaise, whether it's mayonnaise and beer, whether it's other kind of stuff. You will
Marinated shish kebabs with mayonnaise and beer? What? I mean, I like mayonnaise and I like beer and I like shish kebabs. So I don't know. I would definitely try it. I'm just a little skeptical.
have that,
but I would try it.
Nature is one of those things, and if you're only here in Riga, get a little bit of nature when you're here in the center park, and grab a boat ride, because it is really nice. And look at this park; it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Now, if you're looking to bring back souvenirs from Latvia or getting gifts for friends back home, amber is the thing to do. Like, amber is all over, because when the storms come, the amber comes, and you can literally find it on the beaches here. It's so cool.
What?
To see it, whether it's bracelets or earrings or necklaces. I mean, this has been my go-to gift the years I lived here, because my mom, my girlfriend at the time, my fiance eventually, my wife that is now, they all have lots of amber stuff that I got when I'm here, because it's a really cool thing. It's a lot more affordable here, and it is kind of a nice thing. It really represents the area. So, yeah, don't pass up the amber if you're looking for souvenirs or gifts. So another don't I have for you when you do come here, don't pass up the garlic bread. It's going to look like burned French fries.
What?
But you got to do this.
Dude, that's garlic bread. Interesting. Looks good, though.
Take this.
Ooh.
Dunk it in the mayo, maybe cheesy mix.
Mayo.
Tastes so good. You won't be able to kiss anybody for days, but it's worth the sacrifice.
Okay. Food looks good. Making me hungry.
Now, another don't I have for you when you're here in Latvia is don't think you're going to get around without the buses. Now, you can rent a car and drive around Latvia
That's
very
fine with
easily.
me.
Not a problem. Even driving around Riga is pretty simple, so you don't really have to worry about it. The rules of the road are pretty much the same as everywhere. Just a little more... don't forget to be a little bit more aggressive with your driving here, but otherwise you're fine. But honestly, the buses are what you're going to use to get around the country. There are some trains, but as a tourist, you're probably not going to be using them. You're going to be sticking to the buses. So if you're going to go up to Tallinn, it's about 4 hours, 4.5 hours. You go down to Vilnius, 4.5 hours, something like that, depending on the bus you get. And I will say this: don't take the local slow bus. Take the express bus if there is an option.
Smart.
It'll get you there faster and more comfortable. So something to think about. Another important thing to remember: it's not just taking the buses around the country. And yes, there's some trains you can take too. But if you're in Riga, don't be afraid to take public transportation. Those trams go all over the place, so you can explore more than just the old town when you're here. So you can get out. So
Looks
if you want to
nice.
go across the river and see the library,
Definitely
the National
better than
Library, which
driving.
is that super cool,
Whoa.
looks like a mountain type of building. Yeah,
Dude, this is a library? Whoa. That is awesome looking.
you can go check that out. But if you want to come north of the city, you go
Wow.
to restaurants that are up there, just hop on the tram. It's not
That
expensive.
might be the
It
coolest
goes all
looking
over.
library I've ever
It's
seen.
very helpful. Also, the buses that go around too, very easy to use, not too much for a problem. So don't be afraid to do that. I know some people are like, I don't know, but you know what? You can do it. I believe in you. So you know how I said about the buses being your best option? There are trains that do go around the country, so you can take those. They're just a little bit more limited. Just to give you the better option, I would go for the buses. I know they're developing the train network more here in Latvia, so they'll probably better stuff when you're watching this video in the future. However, I still prefer the buses, just know the trains. They're limited in terms of their amount of times they go, but could be something you can look into, but I'm more of a bus guy myself. Another don't I have for you is if you're going to be coming here to Latvia or Riga in general, you got taxis, you can do that, but don't forget to download the Bolt app, because there's Bolt cars. It's like an Uber or a Lyft. And what's cool is they'll take you anywhere. I want to go to Jurmala. You can literally take a Bolt from here in Riga to Jurmala, no big deal, and it's a lot more affordable than renting a car. So Don't be afraid to do
that's
that.
cool.
Now, with those bolts, don't forget you can use them as like an Uber or a Lyft ride-share kind of thing. But also, you can do Bolt and actually rent the car that way and borrow the car for a little while. So that can be another option for you. Now, another doing I have for you when you come to Riga is don't miss out on coming to the Central Market. It's right by the bus station. When you come here, yes, you can have all the different candies and fruits and sausages and tourist things. There's a lot more than just like food stuff that's actually here. But it's kind of a cool experience. If you haven't been to like a European old school market, like this is one you can go to because it actually is like cool just to walk around and see all the stuff that's here. So don't pass up that Central Market, okay? It is worth it.
Damn, it looks
huge.
huge.
And when you're here at the market, don't forget to try some of the things. Even if you're just getting some sweets that maybe aren't even Latvian, it's worth it to get some to try some because it's kind of a fun thing. And you'll have a fun time practice your Latvian, Russian, or just trying to communicate. It's actually a fun time. So don't ever skip out and come to the Central Market here in Riga because it's going to be a fun time no matter where you come. And they actually have little restaurants here too. So if you want to get those dumplings I talked about, you grab that as well. It's just fun going to the markets here. Young, old, whatever. Who doesn't enjoy seeing food and trying stuff and getting candies and just having a nice time with friends? Go to the market. Take your friends and their crazy children with you. It's always fun. So another don't I have for you is kind of a more serious one. I would say like don't joke about the like born in the USSR kind of thing because a lot of families here in Latvia, they had family members that actually
Who would joke
were
about
sent
that?
away on the trains to go to the gulags in Siberia. And it's one of those things that still might be touchy for some because it's not just, it might be an uncle or a great uncle or a great uncle, but there's always somebody in the family that was impacted by that. So I know sometimes we like to make jokes about it, but I think this is one of those times that maybe...
Who's making jokes about that? What are you talking about? He's like, yeah, sometimes we like to make jokes about that. Who? Who is? Huh?
Say the joke for yourself or just don't bring up the joke itself at all because it is kind of a touchy subject. So just have a heads up for it. So Riga's Balsams, like I said, there's multiple flavors you can have. The black currant is probably the best one. That's what I have here. But it's one of the...
What is this? Don't forget to have some Riga Black Balsam. Black Balsam? Is that like balsamic vinegar?
Those like health remedies you have. But if you do have the traditional like black one, it definitely is much more of an herbal, like drinking a treat, basically. So, you don't forget to make it. Don't forget to try it. But I'd recommend the black currant one. I'd say because that's not bad. And what's cool, you put it with some ginger beer and some lime. Actually makes the balsam mule actually pretty good. So yeah, something to help you out when you're here. Cheers.
What is it?
So a little bit of a
I don't
safety
understand.
don't I have for you in terms of your clothing when you come here. It's about your shoes. You want to wear shoes like this. You want to wear some sturdy shoes if you're walking around because it's cobblestone all over the old town and it's not like flat cobblestone. Can you see the undulation that's here? Look, you're probably going to twist an ankle here or there. You may think, well, when I'm not in the old town, I'll be fine. Well, like if you're going to the underpasses to go like to the Central Market or other places, they might have grates that are there. And if you got high heels on, well, cobblestones high heels don't work and grates and high heels don't work. So yeah, I definitely would have a good pair of shoes because you're going to walk around the old town so much that your dog's going to be barking. And if you got the high heel shoes on or the high level shoes on, it's probably not going to be a good idea.
Okay.
So don't pack too many pairs of shoes when you're coming. So another thing here in Latvia, don't call it, Eastern Europe so much, though they won't really be upset about that, but they kind of prefer to be called like Baltic Europe or Northern Europe as opposed to Eastern Europe. So just a little like friendly little reminder.
Is that true? Baltic or Northern Europe instead of Eastern Europe? Anybody from Latvia, can you confirm?
Now, don't worry when you are here. If you do come in the wintertime and things are a little cold, there are plenty of museums to go to. There's the Anatomy Museum right here. There's a Science Museum. There's all kinds of Latvian history museums. Lots of stuff to see. I'm putting up different museums you can see when you're here. So don't worry if you are here in the wintertime. There are plenty of things that you can do. Now, going along with that winter weather wonderness, another thing I think is important to mention, when the seasons change, the people change too, because don't think that the Latvians are all depressed and mad and hate everybody. That's only in the wintertime. Once the sun comes out in the spring, people are outside. They're eating outside. They're going to their summer cottages. They're hanging out with their friends out there. They're grilling their shashliks out on out on their grills and stuff. And the people really come alive. And the smiles come out. It's like the two times you see them smile is when a foreigner says "paldies," which is thank you, and the other time is when that sun comes out and they get to bask in the beautiful sun. So don't think they're mean. Don't think they're rude or anything like that. Just realize that when it's dark and cold and wintry, they're not as friendly as when it is summertime. Because when it's summertime, the Latvians are very hospitable and will make sure that you know everything about Latvia and you have all the right Latvian food and all the right stuff because they are really nice people.
Okay.
Now, another thing I think is important when we're looking at the food kind of stuff when you come here to Latvia is, I can either put it this way, don't forget your lactate or don't be anti-dairy when you're here because you will see dairy products pop up a lot. You'll see a lot of cheeses, a lot
That's fine with me. I like the sound of that. That's for sure.
of different cheeses when you are here. You'll see cottage cheese popping up. You'll see sour cream put in a lot of things. Remember the pink soup? You put sour cream in there. You might put it with your pancakes kind of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of different creamy dairy goodness when you are here, so do be aware of that. Also, some of the candies. You know, if you see a candy with a cow on it, get it. It's like this carbly, delicious goodness, you know? So dairy's big, so don't be anti-dairy when you're here, all right? So there's my list of the do's and don'ts of coming to Riga and coming to Latvia in general. What are some of the things I missed? Because this is kind of a shorter video, so...
I have never been to Latvia, never been to Northern Europe, as it's called, so I have no idea. But maybe you guys do. Maybe somebody out there watching this video is from Latvia, and you can let me know. How was the list here? How did he do on the video? What do you think? Did he do a good job? Did he forget anything? I'm curious what you guys have to say about it. But anyways, if you haven't already, then consider subscribing, leaving a like, all of that good stuff. It's quick, easy, free, and really helps the channel a lot. That being said, that's all the time that I have for today. So thank you guys so much for being here. And as always, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.